Stop scrolling, because if you are waiting for a green card or a visa in 2026, this video is for you. The U.S. government just released major updates that are moving priority dates forward across both family-based and employment-based categories. Thousands of immigrants who have been waiting for years may finally be able to file their green card paperwork this month. Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, I will break down exactly what changed, who it affects, and what steps you need to take right now. Welcome back to Immigration Radar USA, your go-to channel for clear, accurate, and up-to-date U.S. immigration news. I'm your host, and today we are diving deep into the April 2026 Visa Bulletin, officially released by the U.S. Department of State, along with the latest confirmation from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, also known as USCIS. Now, I want to be very clear. Everything I share with you today comes directly from official government sources, the State Department's Visa Bulletin and USCIS announcements. This is not rumor or speculation. This is official immigration news. So, what exactly is the Visa Bulletin, and why does it matter to you? Every single month, the U.S. Department of State publishes what is called the Visa Bulletin. Think of it like a traffic light system for immigration. It tells you, green card applicants and visa applicants, whether you are allowed to move forward with your application or whether you still have to wait. The bulletin uses what are called priority dates. Your priority date is basically your place in line. It is usually the date when your employer or family member first filed a petition for you. There are two important charts you need to know about. Chart A, the final action dates. This tells you when your green card can actually be approved and issued. Chart B, the dates for filing. This tells you when you can submit your paperwork, even if the final approval is still processing. Now, here is the big news for April 2026. Let's get into it. All right, let's talk about the headline. The April 2026 Visa Bulletin is one of the most positive bulletins we have seen in a long time. The April 2026 Visa Bulletin shows a dominant trend of advancement, with 65 categories moving forward compared to the previous month, and only one category retrogressing, Visa Bulletin AI. That is remarkable news. Let me break it down for you, section by section. Section A. What chart should you use? First, a critical piece of information. For April 2026, USCIS has confirmed that applicants should use the Dates for Filing chart for both family-sponsored and employment-based green card categories. Immigration Direct. Why does this matter? Because the Dates for Filing chart is the more generous chart. It allows you to submit your I-485 adjustment of status application earlier, even if the final approval of your green card is still pending. Once you file, you can also apply for a work permit and travel document while you wait. For the second month in a row, USCIS has continued to honor the Dates for Filing chart, meaning this favorable policy has now been confirmed for consecutive months. Manifest Law Section B, Family-Based Category Updates. Now let's look at family-based immigration. This is for people whose U.S. citizen or green card holder family members are sponsoring them. Family-based categories saw broad forward movement this month, with the most notable gains in the F1 category. That is for unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens, which advanced by approximately 6 months across most countries. Boundless. The F2B and F3 categories also moved steadily forward, while F4 saw modest progress. Boundless. Let me explain what these categories mean for those of you who may not be familiar. F1, unmarried sons and daughters, age 21 or older, of U.S. citizens. A 6-month advance is significant. That is a lot of people who just moved closer to the front of the line. F2B, unmarried adult children of U.S. green card holders, also moving forward. F3, married children of U.S. citizens, steady progress. F4, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, modest but positive movement. And here is a very big highlight. On the Dates for Filing chart, the F2A category, which covers spouses and children of permanent residents, has become current across all countries. Vasquez Law Firm. This is huge. If you are the spouse or minor child of a U.S. green card holder and you are in the United States, you may be eligible to file your green card application paperwork right now. Section C, Employment-Based Category Updates. Now let's talk employment-based. This affects workers, professionals, and their families who are being sponsored by U.S. employers or who qualify based on their skills and education. The April 2026 Visa Bulletin introduces meaningful forward movement across several employment-based categories. IMMI USA. Here are the key highlights. EB1, Priority Workers, Worldwide. EB1 Worldwide remains current, meaning there is no wait for most countries in this top-tier category. Visa HQ. If you qualify for EB1 as a person of extraordinary ability, an outstanding professor or researcher, or a multinational executive, and you are not from India or China, you can move forward immediately. However, for India and China, EB1 holds at April 1st, 2023. Visa HQ. That is still a meaningful cutoff, but it does mean applicants from these countries must watch their priority dates carefully. EB2, Advanced Degree Professionals. This is one of the biggest wins in this bulletin. The EB2 category for the rest of world Mexico and the Philippines has become current, meaning there is no longer a waiting list for these applicants, and they can proceed with their green card applications immediately. Vasquez Law Firm. And for EB2 India, the priority date has advanced by 6 weeks, moving to July 15, 2014. Visa HQ. Now I know, July 2014 sounds like a long time ago, but for Indian professionals who have been waiting in this line for over a decade, any forward movement is meaningful. It means people who filed earlier are finally getting closer to approval. EB3, Skilled Workers and Professionals. A major highlight, EB3 for the rest of world, has moved all the way to current from January 15, 2024. Capital Immigration Law Group. If you are a skilled worker or professional from most countries outside of India, China, or countries with backlogs, you may be able to file your adjustment of status right now. For EB3 China, the priority date has progressed by 2 months, moving to June 15, 2021. Visa HQ Section D. Why is all of this happening? You might be asking, why are so many categories moving forward at the same time? This is a great question. The significant forward movement across multiple immigrant visa categories is directly attributed to decreased visa issuance rates from certain countries following recent administration actions. Capital Immigration Law Group. An immigrant visa freeze affecting 75 countries has meant that nationals from nearly a third of the world cannot currently move forward with consular processing. This has created a surplus of available immigrant visa numbers, and USCIS is using those numbers to advance dates and allow more people already inside the United States to file. Manifest law. Remember, the U.S. government must use up the annual visa limits set by Congress, 226,000 family-sponsored visas and at least 140,000 employment-based visas per fiscal year. U.S. Department of State. If those numbers are not being used at consulates abroad due to the freeze, USCIS can redirect them to adjustment of status applicants here in the U.S., and that is exactly what is happening. However, and this is important, the State Department cautions that forward movement in 1 month does not guarantee continued progress later in the fiscal year, and retrogression may be necessary if demand picks up. Newsweek. Okay, so what does all of this actually mean for you as an immigrant or a green card applicant? Let me break it down simply. If you are waiting in a family-based category, check your priority date today. If you are in the F1, F2A, F2B, F3, or F4 category, compare your priority date to what is listed on the April 2026 Dates for Filing chart on the USCIS website. If your date is earlier than the cutoff listed, you may be eligible to file your I-485 adjustment of status application right now. If you are waiting in an employment-based category, if you are in EB2 or EB3 from most countries, go check the bulletin immediately. Many of you are now current. For EB2 and EB3 India, you are moving in the right direction, and if your priority date is in mid-2014 or earlier for EB2, this bulletin may be relevant for you. What can you do once you file your I-485? Once USCIS accepts your I-485, your green card application, you can also file Form I-765 for a work permit also known as an Employment Authorization Document or EAD. Form I-131 for advance parole, which allows you to travel internationally while your green card is pending. These are major benefits. Many of you who have been stuck on temporary work visas will finally be able to get a work permit that is not tied to your employer. One important caution: USCIS processing times in 2026 remain slow for most types of petitions, with some cases taking several months, or even years, to reach a final decision. Manifest law filing does not mean you will get your green card tomorrow, but it does mean you secure your place in line and you can access important benefits like work authorization and travel documents while you wait. Always make sure you are filing complete, accurate paperwork. If you receive a request for evidence, known as an RFE, respond quickly. And if your situation is complex, please consult a licensed immigration attorney. So let's quickly recap the big takeaways from the April 2026 Visa Bulletin. Number 1. USCIS has confirmed the use of the dates for filing chart for both family and employment categories, giving applicants an earlier window to submit paperwork. Number 2. Family-based categories saw strong forward movement, with F1 advancing 6 months and F2A becoming current. Number 3. Employment-based categories also advanced, with EB2 and EB3 rest of world reaching current status, and EB2 India moving forward to July 2014. Number 4. This forward movement is linked to a surplus of visa numbers created by the current consular processing freeze. It may not last, so act quickly if your date is current. Number 5. Check the official USCIS website and the State Department Visa Bulletin directly at travel.state.gov or uscis.gov to confirm your specific category and country. This is a real window of opportunity for many immigrants. Do not let it pass without checking your eligibility. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and leave a comment below. Let me know your visa category and country. I read every comment. And most importantly, thank you for watching Immigration Radar USA. Subscribe for the latest U.S. immigration updates. We are here every week, keeping you informed, empowered, and one step ahead.